idea behind this is that when you're trying to sort of clear up the cockpit and get rid of the meters and meters and meters of sort of lazy, well, it's actually the working spinnaker sheet, isn't it?
Yes, it's the sheet that you've just pulled off
sure.
after the jibe. So the idea is, just to clean it away. The old way of doing it is you have like a chute in the side of the cockpit and you hand feed it down. So hopefully with this, or what seems to be, is it's a much quicker way of putting it away and much safer because it's rolling around a drum, and in theory you're not going to get any tangles. So it then just clearly just runs off the drum. And then this works on a ratchet sheet which is connected to a big drum. But we also have, like, it can sometimes, it might catch. Kind of hard there. See, now we've got a jam up in the ratchet.
I see.
But we also built in a declutch system.
Oh, right, okay, so that'll just let it run freely.
But that actually declutches the little sheave from the big drum, and then that allows us, and then it then re-engages once you let it go.
Yes, I see. Yeah, cool.
So that's the deal. So once you've pulled it in, the ratchet in theory disengages, and then so once you go into the jibe, the sheet just free runs out.
I see. There she goes. And how much of this technology sort of came from your main sheets, your main traveller system?
A little bit, because I've always liked the little sheave with the big drum, or vice versa. So with the main sheet system, it works the other way, or the traveller system, because you've got a big wheel driving a little sheave.
Sure.
So you get all the power of the purchase from the big. Whereas this is the opposite. You're trying to drive a drum as quick as possible, so your sheave is small that's driving, and the other drum is a big drum, which is the loading drum. So with a TP, with the mounter sheet that you normally have in the deck, it's probably 4 to 5 pulls on the line to stow it away. So it goes away pretty quickly. And we make it so it's long enough, so if you want to do it from slightly up high, you can do it up there. So you don't actually have to be set to leeward.
Very good. And when did you first fit one of these onto a TP? Was a TP the first boat you fitted it on?
The first one was the big Ram, Ram 72. So we actually went to the deep end and went straight to a big boat. And
but when was that? That was last year or 2 years ago?
No, we did the first one in Key West.
Oh, right.
My first concept of this was about 4 years ago, where I just took a rope drum, a used rope drum, and connected my sheave ratchet seed system to it, and we tested it, and we thought, well, that'll work. And then I didn't do anything, and then another system came along, and we thought, shit, we ought to get our system out there. And so luckily the guys on RAN let me try it on the big boat, and now we've got it on the small RAN as well, and obviously this boat, Bellamente.
And do you think this has application on other sheets? Is it on other sheets and halyards and things like that?
We have it on the spinnaker halyard on this boat.
Oh, right, okay.
So we pull the spinnaker halyard away after the hoist. Again, it's rope you don't want sitting around in the cockpit. And we just declutch. We don't even bother with the ratchet. We just declutch and we just let it run out that way.
Oh, right, okay.
So that's a good.
So eventually we're going to see them on every sort of piece of rope on the boat, are we?
Well, it'd be nice if they could be, But I mean, it's made out of carbon, and it's quite pricey. But it seems to do the job, and I can see it applies to a little boat if they want to stow away, especially asymmetric boats where you end up with a lot of sheet and you want the sheet to run out really cleanly and freely. So I think it's ideal.
So I mean, if you were going to retrofit this, you just have to drill a few holes in the cockpit and...
Yeah, basically, yeah. The pull line is on a ratchet sheet, but the other end of it is on a bungee system, so it gives us this pump action. So you pull it, let it go, and it goes back. And so you have to set up that inside the boat as well.
Yeah, I see. Oh, good. Well, shall we go and have a look down below?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've basically got the ratchet, which is in there.
Yeah.
And that looks like a sort of standard kind of ratchet block, which the bit's taken off.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a famous old block which has been around for years, called the Oxham block.
All right.
And we've sort of used those for many years on race boats.
So this is the ratchet line, comes in there, goes through around the ratchet, up to there, and goes all the way back, and then this bit of bungee on top of it.
Well, the rope is attached into a bungee.
Oh, is it?
Yes. So as you pull it, it comes to you, and then as you release it, it goes back again. So you can have this sort of pump action.
Yeah, I see. Right, shall we roll? So, go for a jibe here.
So now we've got like the ratchets on and we can't disconnect it.
Yeah.
So what we have is an emergency declutch.
This one here.
So Fergal, can you declutch it?
So that's the clutch coming off.
And then
Over here.
And then reclutch.
Clutch back on. Yeah, very clever.
So what we also have is we have this nappy system which kind of helps the rope layer onto the drum a bit better.
Yeah, I see.
That in theory goes into this groove here, but
Can't do it one-handed.
no.
I see. Okay, so that goes in there, and that just makes sure the rope doesn't sort of
Yeah, it
fall
stops.
down.
Yeah, it makes it not jump off the drum.
Yeah, I see.
And obviously we preload the drums before each race so that the first layers are flat.
Yeah, sure.
And then it doesn't matter too much what happens on the second layers.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's pretty versatile. We make these drums to suit the amount of line that goes on there.
So I see, and you can obviously, right, so they come in different sizes, do they?
Yeah, our mould allows us to make them
Wider.
and also the brackets. And so with RAM, we have it so that with like all of these, it's really easy to remove. It's just 4 bolts.
Yeah.
So offshore, we don't take it on RAM, but so we just unbolt them, and there's just a couple of brackets left inside the boat.